Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today, we're going to look at yet another graphene coating. This is professional grade, 3 to 5 years of durability. This is Migliore Forte. We're going to look at application and removal and durability. We have a Ford Raptor we are preparing and correcting to get preserved and protected by the coating, and then we'll do a follow-up video a few months down the road and we'll see how it's holding up. Let's get right into the video. Forte coating is extremely easy to apply. Has an extended leveling time of 5 minutes and cures completely within 2 hours. That's huge for you guys that are mobile or if you're doing it as an enthusiast in your driveway. You'll find it easy to apply, easy to remove, offers 3 to 5 years of durability. That I'm going to have to hold out on any comment on that until I get this vehicle back for maintenance. And will give the hardness of your clear coat somewhere around 9H. Will also provide 118 degrees of water contact angle and quickly repels water and debris. The owner of the Raptor and myself came upon an agreement on a graphene coating, and this was the one that was chosen. Before we get that done, it's been washed, decontaminated, clayed, iron remover. We want to remove some imperfections. This does have some light ones up. Hopefully under this light you can catch that in the camera lens here. But they're just love marks or care marks. Some may be laid down from running through a car wash every once in a while. There are signs of that as well. There's no sticker on the window, but it could have been run through a tunnel car wash. When it comes to gloss, we can always hear improve gloss on a brand new vehicle by 10 to 25%. Before we get to the coating, this will give me a chance on another brand new vehicle to show you just how clear coat, well, all 3 layers actually are getting thinner and softer. Normally, if I would have walked around a Ford F-150 or a Ford similar to this a few years ago, we would have had an average reading of about 5.5, 5.8 mils thickness, primer base coat, clear coat. Now you see all layers just equaling up to 3.9. And that includes the clear coat, which manufacturers want to be at around 2 mils to have enough to protect the gorgeous base coat underneath. And you know we're not getting that. So because I know that, and we have changed the way we approach corrections here at the shop on new vehicles, we're going to go with something very light, something non-aggressive. The DA Ultra Fine or the Fine pad was something I was looking at, so I picked this pad here from Rupees, and also Koch Chemie M3. Before we get started with that, this has some vinyl, a lot of plastic all over the place. We want to protect that. I recommend doing that so you don't smack the backing plate or the pad up against any of these thinner trim pieces. I mention this often, the newer vehicles, the plastic trim is getting thinner, cheaper. It's just the way it is, guys, and I really urge you to protect those areas. .3M Precision is the way to go. It's a low-profile masking tape, and the adhesive is perfect. It clings onto any material on a vehicle, but just doesn't have the stubborn adhesive that pulls the material with it when you want to remove it. So yeah, it's a perfect balance. A pad can pass over this tape without lifting it, getting the adhesive on your pad and just ruining your day. I overlap the trim and I overlap the vinyl striping on the hood here, so that way if the pad bumps up against it, it will ride up over top of the tape instead of lifting or maybe perhaps damaging the vinyl on the vehicle. Everything is masked and protected that I feel comfortable with. You can go well beyond this if you want to and protect more of the material. And there are some stubborn out there that will not use masking tape at all. That's completely fine and up to them. I have my team together, the Griot's Garage 21mm throw with the fine Roops DA pad, the M3 from Koch Chemie, some microfiber towels, high GSM with no edge. The clear on this, guys, it's not the softest out there, but it's a lot softer than it used to be. Used to be hard and medium, and now it's leaning medium to soft, somewhere in there. So this combination is going to be perfectly fine for the imperfections I'm going after. A crisscross pattern equal to about 2 passes. The polisher is on the 3rd speed setting, and I'm just using the weight of the polisher as pressure down onto the panel, just guiding it back and forth with my hands. That combination did the trick for me here today in this situation. The imperfections are removed with no measurable clear coat removed during the process. And I can address a question that's often asked. See, this is like mail call every day for you guys, and I hope it helps. And the question is, I don't correct a lot, and I don't plan on buying a bunch of different size polishers, backing plates, and pads. Can I get around the car safely with just the backing plate, the stock one that comes on the polisher I bought? And yes, and I'm doing that right here. You can see how I tackle these edges and body lines and staying away from the peaks. Guys, if you're not comfortable, take a piece of pinstripe tape and tape that corner or that edge or that peak. And then if you pass your pad over it, you'll feel comfortable that you're not polishing through the clear. Problem area we do have to address before moving on are the softer B pillars, the black piano finish. They get hammered a little bit harder, especially going through a tunnel wash. So we're going to take care of that. They are hit pretty hard, so that's going to take a 2-step process. We'll remove it with the 3-inch pneumatic polisher, Eurofiber 50/50 pad, and then we're going to switch to a very soft pad, very fine, abrasive, and finish them down. That should do it. Imperfections are removed. The next step in this process will be a panel prep, and built hammer will be my choice here. We need a nice strong solvent to remove the polish residue instead of just pushing it around. We want to wait till all the panels cool down as well. I never use this stuff when a panel is warm fresh after a correction or out in direct sunlight. If you can get into a controlled area under shade or just any way you can cool that panel, that would be best. So we can finally get to the Migliore Forte Graphene Coating. As you can see here, it's not the typical gray or dark black color that a lot of the graphene coatings are. It's perfectly clear. That's interesting. And all I do is apply it just like any other coating, crisscross pattern without lifting the applicator pad. They do supply one with the coating, so that's a positive. And I can tell you, very, very easy to apply, hardly any drag whatsoever. And it gives you a 5-minute window, so you don't have to rush. You can take your time, pick out an area on a panel, or even protect the whole panel before you come back and wipe off the transfer solution. Very, very forgiving. And then in no rush whatsoever, I'll grab my two microfiber. The first one's going to come in and sort of move the coating around, make sure it's evenly spread out, and it'll pick some up. It'll pick up about 60-70% of the coating. Then I'll follow that up with the second microfiber and buff to perfection. Plenty of plastic trim, textured plastic trim on the vehicle to protect, and we will go right over it with the coating. And don't forget the grill. While we're up here, we're going to grab one of these little foam applicators, and we'll have to get in there and protect every little vent or grate that we come across. Time consuming, but important. And we just repeat this process all the way around the vehicle. It will not take you long at all, even something this size. So I'm going to hand it off to Junior here, and I can sit back and relax a little bit. And that is it. All you have to do is take a deep breath, relax, enjoy the results. All your hard work is now finished, and they claim 2 hours cure time, complete cure time. Luckily, the customer is going to let it here for overnight and even maybe the whole next day, and we'll give it proper cure time. I like to give them 12, 24 hours before we ship them out. The slickness, gloss, as I mentioned, already evident. You could see the reflection. I mean, Ford paint isn't the best out there, and this really has some nice reflection to it, even on this metallic base coat. Really gorgeous. Speaking of gloss, we are always shooting for triple digits here, and by the time it gets to cure overnight, in maybe 24 hours, it will be very, very close. And we will have a nice 10-digit jump when it comes to the gloss meter, and that's what we're looking for. And that will bring us to the final thoughts segment of this video. Now, I enjoyed the coating and the process. Application and removal was a piece of cake. The 5-minute window does give you a lot of leeway. It's very forgiving and on par with an entry-level coating when it comes to ease of use. Gloss and slickness evident right away, and that will only increase as the coating cures. Durability, we'll have to see. I'm going to get this Raptor back for maintenance visit, as it is a regular customer of mine, and I'll make some videos to check up on the coating. But now it's time to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the price tag. At $247, this coating better whisper sweet nothings into my ear while I'm applying it. Besides that, I don't know if I would order it or buy it on a regular basis for protection at the shop here, because we have to keep overhead down. So this may be something just for the enthusiast. But as a 3 and a 5-year coating goes, you can get those for anywhere around $79 and maybe a little bit higher, even as a kit, a whole kit. So that's something to take into consideration. But if it wouldn't be for that, I'm telling you, this would be a top shelf coating here at the shop. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Listen, if you have experience with the coating and would like to share that, don't be shy. Put it down in the comments section. We would look forward to it. Catch you guys in the next video.